This is The Art of Startup War, and I am your host, Brian McMahon. I am the sensei here at Expert Dojo, the fastest growing startup accelerator in Southern California. Now, in the first 2 seasons, we answered your questions about how to find investment for your business. We brought in the most accomplished investors in startup in America. You can find it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Now, here in season 3, we're flipping the script. We're going to hear real stories from entrepreneurs who are in the trenches today. In these episodes, we're going to take our guests through the storytelling model called the entrepreneur's journey. We'll hear about what sparked their call to entrepreneurship, help they received along the way, forces they overcame, dark times and revelations. So join us every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Start the week a smarter entrepreneur. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. It is Tuesday. I am here with Romina from Excess Power, and we's going to talk about building a super brand. Welcome.
Hi.
You're all happy today. You're always happy, but extra happy.
You know, the alternative is not that attractive to have people around you.
It's true. Today we're going to talk about how you built Excess Power and how the product itself evolved over years and years from the place that you came from to being a whole different world, but a product which is going to break through in the technology space.
Oh my God, where do I start?
Where do you start? Actually, take us right from the beginning.
From the beginning?
So from the first brace, and I always remember the first time when I met, wasn't the first time, a little bit into it, and you said, Brian, look at you. You slouch your shoulders, you're leaning back, you're going to have trouble with your back. And I thought, well, okay, you're probably right, but I'm not quite sure how I fix that instead of actually trying to remember. Mm-hmm. And you said, no, I have this great brace.
Yes.
And this brace is going to pull your shoulders back.
Absolutely.
It's going to make your back straight.
Right.
And you are generally going to be more handsome.
Absolutely.
And I was, and I do be.
Yes, yes.
Where did that come from? And then we're gonna talk a little bit about the challenges, which are incredible. Well, they're not like challenges. It works incredibly well. The challenges are different. We're going to get to those in a second. But just at the beginning, what made you create this? And talk us a little bit about that journey.
Sure. So I am a chiropractor, and I've been in practice for 24 years. Well, you do the math, since 1995. Mm-hmm. And being a girl, I always had to work harder than anybody else, because I have to be more respected for my intelligence, not just my looks.
Yeah.
So to me, working hard, and my ex-husband called me a seminar junkie.
Yeah.
So being better than my average peers was essential to me.
Yeah.
So in this journey, I learned that in order for you to help people, you have to do a full biomechanical evaluation, mm-hmm. which means you're not a piece of shoulder, you're not a piece of neck or back or hip. You are a full body, a kinematic chain that everything works together. So your neck, your shoulder movement, guess what? If your neck is off, your shoulder movement is going to be off. If you're sitting wrong, it's going to affect your hip and your knee.
Keep talking. I'm just changing where I'm sitting.
I think anybody who's listening is starting to shift.
I am that. Okay, so my back's straight. I'm feeling good. I'm straight with the microphone. Keep going as you were.
Exactly. Then I had this issue of how do I express this to patients so they understand the value of it as much as it is for me, important to me. Bringing health and wellness to forefront and more of a prevention was my goal. So I became a biomechanics specialist, and I studied spinal correction. And it was a 4-year rigorous program. I went through neurology, scoliosis. I can do it. So I know wow. I became the specialist specific nerd in my area, and I was the go-to person, which I'm very proud of myself for doing that. So all those hard effort paid off. But I didn't know that life had a different journey for me. I had a patient of mine. So in the journey of correcting spinal problems, I used to give a lot of big, bulky medical devices to my patients.
Right.
And it was frustrating to see, okay, I don't get the same results that I want. And because people didn't follow direction, it was big, bulky, ugly things. I wouldn't wear it. But my patients, some of them wear it maybe for a couple of weeks just because they liked me or they wanted to see results. But eventually ended up being in a drawer or in a cabinet or in a garage or pass it on to somebody else, right? And on top of that, I wanted to know, okay, how far do I go back? How far do I go back in trying to find the underlying cause? What if we can make a difference in people's life from the get-go, from the foundation of why the whole back started going out, people start slouching, the back pain started, the upper back pain started. So I started inventing little products here and there. Typically in my trips to Las Vegas for seminars, always on a Southwest Airline napkin, I started drawing things. And
you made this great brace, right?
I made this
great brace. And the brace is what you gave to me. And I loved the brace because the brace allowed me to pull my shoulders back.
Absolutely.
So it made me feel more powerful. And it was really weird because not only did I feel more powerful, but I actually felt less tired. And then I realized, actually, it's not such a surprise I felt less tired because it's opening up my chest.
That's right.
So there was all kinds of positive stuff for it.
Yes, it's amazing because, and everything had to be documented because I created this baby. So to me, I can tell you all about the features, the benefits, but I had to get it approved. So I went to University of Michigan.
I wish you could all see how I'm sitting right now.
He is sitting so perfectly. Let me just tell you, he looks 10 years younger and 10 pounds lighter.
I am so handsome right now. I'm more handsome just with my shoulders back. Just if you're wondering, any of you, this is like the best me there's been in a while.
Yeah, I have that effect on people.
So how much did you start selling? So you put it on the market. You put it on Amazon, a few other places.
I put it on the market. I put it on Amazon. I had doctors come to me wanting to prescribe it for their patients. I had medical doctors come to me, ortho, chiro, PT, personal trainers, yoga instructors, massage therapists. Massage therapists loved my product, not just for themselves, but also for their patients with the knots on the upper back.
Yeah.
And then I realized, okay, well, we need to get this to the hands of everyone. So I went through a journey of getting it approved by Medicare. So this product can be affordable for anyone. You don't have to be, my patient diverse demographic ranged from construction worker, cleaning lady, caretakers, all the way to longshore union workers and CEO and CFOs of companies. But it was the people that work with their body that hurt the most.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it affordable for them. And my biggest critiques were my patients, especially my elderly patients. So they wanted something light, easy to wash, comfortable. So it took me 2 years to get everything in perfection. That way it's simply a beautiful thing that has a huge impact.
Yeah. So you created a product.
The
product worked. You sold it. You made money. You were doing well.
Yes.
But easy to rip off, right? So, of course, you have people over in China who are ripping off the product. And with products like this, it's harder to get IP.
It's very hard to get IP. And then I realized, my God, I have a whole market there because corporate America came after me, wanting to have that as injury prevention. So we did a study with Department of Water and Power for 12 weeks, even though it's a product that is, like you said, it has a lot of challenges in the market. I just thought it has the name of a doctor. So the reason I charge like maybe slightly above $10 more than an average cost is because of the background and the trust that people put into it.
Absolutely.
To me, the integrity of the product meant it's me. I could not look somebody in the eye and say, this is an amazing product without comfortably and honestly know that it is. So I did my homework. I did the study with the corporate wellness. I did the study with University of Michigan. So I comfortably stand here and do that. The hardest thing that the next product that we're really the story of this podcast is about.
Well, let's not get to the next product yet. I want to talk about, like, just before we get there, because out of the ashes came the next product, right? So as you're building this up, you're building it up. You have, it was called BAX-U.
That's right. It's called BAX-U because it backs you up.
Because it backs you up, yeah. It was a great name. And then you came to a place where you weren't selling quite so much anymore. Talk us a little bit about what happened. And then, because I really want people to understand why your next product was a necessity, not just a nice additional product to bring through.
So the challenge came about, okay, the brace was selling and it was doing well, but we had a hiccup in the market. And our hiccup was people who wanted not a brace. Not everyone wanted a brace. They wanted to have something that they could put on and wear and like more of a shirt.
Yeah.
So I think the pivotal moment was when I had one of my patients come in for her son. She was wearing the brace herself, but her kid wasn't wearing it. He's a 10-year-old. I've been treating him since he was 2. And
poor
yeah,
baby.
he's like my own kid. Like your patients become your family.
Yeah.
Especially as chiropractors, we see them 30, 40, 50 visits sometimes, right? And they come with the whole family. We have hugs, kisses. Like it's a whole family.
Yeah.
So he brought in her son, and her son was not drafted into the next baseball game because he had this slouch posture.
Yeah.
Mind you, she will come with the kids, but the kids would be on either on iPhone or iPad. That's how they would be.
Yeah.
So I knew that his shoulder range of motion was impacted. And that shoulder range of motion affected him not being drafted to be part of the team.
Yeah.
He was devastated. He was devastated. And it was so hard to see this little kid wanting so badly to be part of a team and not be a team.
Yeah.
He didn't want to wear the brace because he was a little boy. Didn't want to wear a brace.
So you have the product, you have BAX-U, sales are going really well.
Fantastic.
You've created
Beyond I could even expect.
You're killing it.
Oh my God, we were killing it.
So what happened next?
We got hit with copiers. I didn't have an intellectual property. And
because you couldn't, right? Because in that product, it wasn't something where you can get IP. And I think
I did push for it.
Yeah.
I did push for it. I went back and forth with my patent attorney. We rebutted with the patent office. I wrote 3 pages of rebuttal to 3 questions they had. And that didn't go. You know, sometimes you don't get what you expect. And that expectation, that hiccup just hits you really hard. Then we got copied and we were sold less than what we were offering. So I lost my sales.
And they hit with junk as well. And that's the thing. So you have people who will take the good name. And so this is such an important lesson for every entrepreneur who's listening. And it's not about actually even as if you could have changed anything that you did, but it's the natural progression of how difficult it is to be a startup.
It's not easy.
It's bloody hell.
Let me
right?
tell you, can I give you an analogy that everybody says?
Yeah.
I was a successful doctor in my clinic, living in my world. I think being a professional, it's kind of like living in a zoo. It has its challenges. Entrepreneur world is walking into Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It is challenging. It is hard. There are amazing people that will help you and pull you up and take you away from danger. And there are some that are not. It's challenging. What you think doesn't end up always being the way you want it to be. So it's not that easy. You have to have tough skin, absolute 100% above human level determination and purpose, and know that this is it. Live or do or die. I'm going to make this happen. Period. Period, period, period. There is, like Eminem says, failure is not an option. Period. You know, I do get down times. Sometimes I wake up 3 a.m. like, what the hell am I doing? What's going on? Should I go back? Should I fall back on my clinic? Should I run away back to that comfort zone? I can't. It's a high of changing the world that makes and just burns that desire of, I need to make a difference. And if it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's what happens. That's what goes on in my mind.
I like that phrase, actually.
Thank you. If it's meant to be, it's up to me.
It's up to me, yeah, because it's true. And I really don't believe there's an entrepreneur on the planet that doesn't go through having to actually take a product through all of the challenges that come with it, that just slap you and slap you and slap you. And then you come out the other side and it's like, oh, hey, I'm an overnight success.
I know.
And all of the tremendous, just frigging awfulness that hit you is there. And you're fighting against an army. Like you have China coming up. You provide great quality product which fixes people's problems, and then some joker will come in with pretend product that doesn't fix anyone's products.
It's an insult. It's an insult to all the time, effort, energy, money you invested. But it's not just that. It's you put your hope, your faith, your passion, walking every single street in downtown LA. Because I wasn't part of a startup. I didn't even know that startup existed. I just did what a common sense would do. I need this product. I need to get it fixed. go to downtown LA, get the fabric, get the pattern maker. I literally walked every single step.
Yeah.
Thank God I had a successful clinic. So I had an associate doctor working and I worked part-time. The rest of them, wake up in the morning, go to downtown LA, 8th Street, 9th Street, Michael Levine, right, left, pattern maker, up and down those hallways. And it was really, really challenging. And then all of a sudden, somebody out of China decides that they're going to make a copy of that. This is not fair.
No.
Not fair. So, yeah, if any startup is listening to this, it's essential to have a good, solid patent behind you. It's essential.
Or to do what you did. And what you did, which is I love, because there's two roads
Fell
from
and
that.
scraped myself.
Yeah, right? Because there's two roads you can take after that. One road is the road that 95% of people are going to take, which is, are you kidding me? I just spent like 3 years building the most brilliant product in the world. It's really going to make people's quality of life better. And then these jerks just rip it off. I'm done. I can't be dealing with this anymore because they sucked all the energy out of me.
It's such a downer.
But the road you took, damn, that's a beautiful road, because then you said, okay, it's not just about...
Hell no.
Hell no.
I was 2 snaps and a head. Hell no.
It's not just...
Don't you dare go there.
Yeah, it's not just about this. And I'm not going to spend my whole life fighting against this one product that I have right here. Now, what's happened is there. Let's see what I can do to make amazing a better level that couldn't even be imagined before. And that's where I love that you took this, because it was around then that you came in here and you said, I have this great idea which fixes a huge problem.
That's right.
So take us to that moment, because it's so, this to me is the really beautiful part of entrepreneurship. Funny enough, I always thought would be somebody creates a really good idea, or somebody gets really good traction, or they get good investment. The really beautiful part of entrepreneurship is when you get sucked down a really dark hole, and then to see someone come through with a product or a solution or creative which is 10 times better than the original one was there. That's the true brilliance of entrepreneurship.
Thank you. Because when you go down, you take everything around you down with you, you know. I'm going to get to that point as well.
Yeah.
Picking yourself back up, but this time when you pick yourself back up, you're smarter, tougher, stronger, and more determined. Right? So I created the Excess Power shirt off of that whole program. And I made sure that the IP is so strong and so solid and the features are so amazing that I'm fully protected.
Beautiful.
And I think the beauty, I think the beauty of it is, if I hadn't had fallen, scraped, hurt myself, and broken a couple of corners of my heart, I wouldn't have been able to create this shirt. And I wouldn't have been able to continuously create a whole line of products that are about posture. Because to me, it's not just about making you, which by the way, you look really good.
No,
I'm making
I just slouched
this
again.
whole posture.
Okay, I'm back.
Exactly. By the way, posture is not about just how people look. Yes, aesthetics are important. We all strive for that. It's a $1 billion industry. True. And I'm a victim myself. Absolutely. But as a chiropractor, to me, posture is about spine. Spine is the pathway, the tunnel to your brain. It's the only way that the brain communicates with the rest of the body. And if we can keep this tunnel, the integrity of this tunnel maintained without intruding people's lives, then we are able to help organs function better, which means a healthier body, which means a happier life, which means a happier society. And it's just good.
Yeah.
Why not? Save your copays for happy hour. That's what I think. If we can do prevention, protection, why not? Let's just do that.
I mean, you're selling an Irish guy to save your copays for a beer. I'm down. I'm sold already. But I love what you came up with. So for me, what I saw before was a really functional way for me to be able to correct my posture, aesthetically look better, and just feel healthier, right? So it was great in a really simple way. Imagine everybody listening to the podcast, just imagine a brace, a support that just pulls your shoulders back in a way that's not even noticeable under your shirt. But what we have now is truly incredible. Imagine the most gorgeous Nike sports shirt that you've seen. That's like, maybe, I'm going to say black because you can feel the sleekness of it that's going down your body.
Badass.
Badass. And then imagine then if you have built into that that, like this posture which pulls your shoulders back. So it
That's
looks
right.
like when you're running on the road, you're looking like you're a million
You look
times
the part.
better. You look the part. But
Yeah.
it's also retraining your body,
Absolutely.
right? It's not just a question of aesthetics. It's a question of actually getting rid of the terrible habits
That's right.
that we've had over the years, whether it's through looking at computers or games or any of the other crap that we do on a daily basis, to make sure we bring our body back to the place it's supposed to be, which is frigging straight, right?
That's right.
And then, on top of that, I'm going to add more, right? On top of that,
Go for it.
what I loved as we went through this was when I realized that actually your performance improves based on posture and balance.
That's right.
So I would I'm a tennis guy, right? So for me, performance improving used to mean I just smash the ball harder when I'm on the court. I like volley harder, serve harder, go for it. Maybe I run faster.
And a lot of people are like you.
They're all like
Yes.
me, right? Because we're all dumb. What I didn't realize was I could get 2 to 3% extra just by having the right posture and balance and by doing nothing else different.
Nothing else different. So my goal was to help people have that, gain that, feel that, right?
Yeah. Like, even old guys like me.
Without thinking about it. Well, you're not
It is
old.
what it is. I can't fight this.
But you know what? It's an aging process.
Yeah.
It's called, just like gravity, we're all victims of it, right?
Yeah, but with your shirt, I still look hot.
You do look,
And
yes.
my performance is 3 or 4%. Like it's a really big thing because we all want to have better performance. And if we can have better performance by retraining our body rather than having to work
Yes.
3, 5, 10, 20% more,
Yes.
it's a lot smarter. So I love you did that. The final part, I want to let you talk a little bit about it because adding in all of those sensors from me was the genius about bringing an actual
Thank
coach
you.
into your shirt.
It was that 2 snaps on a head.
Yeah.
Yes. So I added sensors to the shirt so the user can actually feel and read and document and monitor the changes. Because it has to be an interactive shirt. It's wearable technology. And I wanted to make sure that, again, just going back to that, I think it's like a personality issue. Like, I have to be better and on top of my game plan. I gotta be that. This is, to me, it's my high. It's my demise. Is that what you call it? Yeah. So the sensors allow the person to monitor their rate of change on their app. The shirt corrects their posture. The sensor documents the data and shows how much you're doing better. So gathering data is yesterday's news. Yes, my heartbeat, I have burned calories, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But why don't you have somebody do my laundry for me, right? I wanted the sensors to do the correction, to show the correction. So the combination of both is what gives the person, the user, that amazing feeling that, okay, I look good and I'm healthy and I can tell how much I'm getting better over
my
what period
coach
of
is
time.
telling me. Like tennis guy, I go back to tennis. Remember when Romina Ghassemi was a kid and he was being taught, she was in a camp called the Nick Bollettieri camp. And the Nick Bollettieri tennis camp is like the pinnacle of if you were going to learn how to be a great tennis player, Nick would teach you. So it's like having Nick in your shirt as your sensor saying to you, Brian, you know what? You should have stood up a little bit straighter.
That's right.
And it compares you to the excellence you should be at.
That's right.
So that's why this whole story is so awesome. Because you
thank you.
fixed a problem.
Yes.
You came up with a solution, which was a sufficient solution to come up with a problem. Then you got smacked in the face 20 or 30 times, and you thought to yourself, I'm not going to fix the solution anymore. I'm going to come up with something which is transformational evolution.
Transformational with
made that up.
experience.
Just made that up.
People have to feel. They have to feel it.
They do.
They have to feel it. That's the most important thing. And this shirt helps the person to feel immediate, instant.
And what happened straight away? As soon as you built this, like we immediately came in and said that we wanted to make an investment
Well, I
on
wanted
it.
to do it right this time, so I joined.
Yeah, but you not only did you get
Yeah.
investment offers from us, you've had
Yes.
investment offers from other investors
Yes,
as
yes.
well. And you haven't really even gone to the market of investors. You stood up in a few fun pitch competitions that we did with the Lucha Libre. And
Yes.
immediately afterwards, you had investors come over to you
I
and say
did.
that they wanted to get engaged as well.
Yes, I did. It
And-
was a nice experience.
And it's because everybody feels you have something truly special and really difficult to copy.
Thank you very much. There is 3 major markets. There is the sports and athletic sportswear.
Yeah.
There is corporate wellness. And there's also pain management.
Yeah.
because 65% of people who are at work, they have neck pain and upper back pain. Neck pain and upper back pain costs for per employee is somewhere between $25,000 to $118,000
No
per
way.
year.
Really?
Way.
Wow.
Exactly. Pain is $1 billion industry. If we can help people sit upright, there's less loading on the muscles and people feel better.
Right.
If you're slouching, your muscles are being constantly taxed because they have to fight against gravity.
Wow.
But if you're sitting upright without even thinking about it, all that energy is back on you. You can think faster, move faster, your joints can perform better, your movement is better. And most importantly, all of that adds up that you can feel better. You can even breathe better.
Beautiful.
Now, if you're aesthetically inclined, if you really care about your looks, yes, you look much better. Nobody calls somebody, oh, they're slouched and handsome. They say tall and handsome.
Yes.
You could put as much Botox on your face, but if you're slouching, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Period. And posture and bad breath are two things that are always noticed by other people first.
Yeah.
So whether you're looking at it aesthetically, we help people look better. Whether you look at it as a professional health, we help people have a better body and have less pain. And if you're looking at it as an athletic performer, such as yourself, who's a tennis player, or me who practices yoga, or other people who work out just recreationally, yes, you injure less and you have stronger body because your performance is better. It's alignment. It's really simple.
No, I love it. And it makes total sense. And as you've come out and created a product that the world absolutely needs. Now, I want to finish up in the last few minutes by fast forwarding a year. So now we're looking at the end of 2019. And I want you to talk to us about what you did in 2019 from a fundraising perspective and how the business grew.
Okay.
You follow me?
Sit back and enjoy. Let me paint you a picture.
Yeah.
All right. We are raising $1 million. We started a crowdfunding campaign, raised $1 million, or brought an investor.
And you did the crowdfunding campaign where?
What do you mean?
So you launched a crowdfunding campaign. It was a rewards-based crowdfunding campaign, right?
Rewards-based.
At the beginning of 2019.
That's right. Rewards-based crowdfunding campaign, beginning of 2019, specifically executed during February because that's where people think about wellness and health. We don't want to go January. People are still in a holiday mode. February, start taking. That's the best prime season to go about health products.
How much did you raise?
I raised $1.3 million.
On the crowdfunding platform?
On the crowdfunding platform.
Bloody hell, okay.
Boom. At this moment, during all my hustling, we've got a couple of really badass, strong influencer baseball players, football players, tennis players on our board of advisors who are going to bring in their own group of people to endorse the product.
Yeah.
Not only that, I have signed contracts with 3 corporate wellness programs that we execute this. We bring this for their field workers, such as FedEx, UPS, with risk management companies.
Amazing.
By that time, we should have advertisement. Our manufacturing is done.
So the 1.3 million will be enough to get the manufacturing done, get the product out to market, everything going.
Market.
Will you need to raise any more money during 2019?
Absolutely. Right after, we need to go for Series A.
Yep.
And that Series A will bring us about $5 million so we can execute our commercials and go into and get a medical code for the shirt.
Yep.
So we can bring it into the next market, which is pain management.
Beautiful.
Orthos, neuros.
Beautiful.
By end of, we're in full production. We have corporate wellness ordering products, not just one. My next line of products will start coming out. So we build a whole series around it.
Amazing.
And go to the market. Most importantly, I want this on the shirt of the next Super Bowl. My shirt should be on the back of these players. Yeah.
You'll become part of preventative sports therapy.
Exactly.
For the largest teams in the world.
Exactly.
I think so. And everybody who's listening, that's it. You've seen what the prediction looks like. You've seen what these shirts are going to do. You've seen what a great entrepreneur can do when they have a brilliant product, strong domain expertise, and a vision of what the future needs. And then what you realize is, and what I realized as you're telling the story is, there is no competition ever because your next idea is so much greater than your previous idea that in some ways, even if somebody were to consider copying some of this, which they can't because it's protected, but even if they were, you already have the next product line, which is going to come out on top of it, which will be better and better and better. And that's my big lesson here, I think, for everybody who's listening.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly. So my vision is I want to be the runner. It's a race. You take the baton and you run. To me, that's a race. Build traction, build trust, deliver a high quality product in the hands of consumer. So you can stand back behind it and make sure that people are happy. That's all that matters. My customers are happy, my investors are happy, my employees are happy, because I want to make sure that this is a company that grows based on happiness.
Yeah.
You know, you take pride in what you do.
That's what you're selling. Additional performance means happiness. Exactly. Less pain means happiness.
Changing
being
people's
tall
lives
and handsome.
for better.
I am going immediately out to my son and telling him to stop calling me fat and handsome and now to start calling me tall and handsome, because that's what I want. So I'm with you. How can everybody contact you? I think everybody's seen the vision, where the product's going to go.
Thank you.
Everybody has to be as impressed as I am with everything that you've built.
Thank you very much. I try. I really do try. I do want to be able to make a difference in this world.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a social security number that came and left. I want to leave this world with an impact.
A stamp.
That's what I want.
How can everybody contact you?
Contact me through email. It's DRG, that's Dr. G, at BAX-U.com, or you can contact me at my email, romina009@gmail.com. Straight to the point, and then you can call me on my cell.
Okay.
310-266.
Oh, we won't give out the cell. Let's hold on the cell. Just on the emails they can get you, and then you can decide who you want to take or not. And then a website. How the website? Just read out the URL.
Yes, the URL is Excess Power, EXCESSPWR.com.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. I've been on the ride.
So much.
I love the ride. Yeah. It's great. And then 2019 is going to be off the friggin' charts.
Yes,
so keep an eye on all of the progress and all of the great things that are still to come with Excess Power.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
That's a wrap. Thanks for joining us. If you love the podcast, please empower your circle by sharing these stories. The Art of Startup War is brought to you by Expert Dojo. And remember, we invest in startups, $50,000 checks. Make sure you apply on our site if you are one of those great entrepreneurs looking to bring your company to the next level. As far as the Art of Startup War is concerned, we are back every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. So remember, check out the new episodes. If you want to find out what the investors think, check out season 1 or 2. But make sure you join us every single week.